Okay, good day students. Let's start our new lesson um for our last topic. This will be the last topic, correlation, which is yung topic natin na may solving. Pero meron pa kayo yung regression, and open ko na rin yung PowerPoint. Pero sa regression class, only the definition of terms yung aaralin nyo, ha? Okay, so for correlation, define muna natin si correlation. When we say correlation, that is one of the statistical measure that involves the relationship between two variables. So dito meron tayong x and the y variables. We have two quantity na aalamin natin if they have relationship. Okay, so here, to represent the uh, correlation, gumagamit tayo ng visual representation, which is what we call the scatter plot. Okay, wherein sa scatter plot, gumagamit tayo ng Cartesian coordinate plane for us to show the relationship of two variables or two quantities. So, meron tayong x, which is yung horizontal axis natin, and then yung y, which is the vertical axis. Scatter plot is also called as the scatter graph, scatter chart. It could be also scatter diagram. Okay, so magbigay tayo ng example para maipakita natin yung scatter plot diagram using a Cartesian coordinate plane. So dito, meron tayong x and then y variable. We have temperature and then sales. Meron tayong corresponding value. Okay, for day 1 up to day 6. Now, if we're going to plot the given data, yung x natin, syempre, yan yung nakahiga or yung horizontal, which is this one. And then yung y naman natin, ito yung naka-vertical naman. Okay, then we will simply get the intersection between x and y. Okay, for example, we have 30 and 123,000. So, nandito siya. Okay, we have 32 and 143,000 nandito. 31 and then 110,000 nandito naman siya. And then 34 and yung last one, yung kanyang y is 156,000. Okay, we have last two, 33 and then 181,000. And then for the last data, we have 29 and 110,000. So, nandito yan. Okay, kung titignan natin, pataas yung given data natin, and syempre, meron ding verbal interpretation yan. So, dito class, ito yung positive correlation. Okay, so mamaya ipapakita ko sa inyo yung verbal interpretation niya and yung visual representation, even yung pag value naman yung nakuha natin. Okay, so dito, gumagamit din tayo ng Pearson Product Moment Correlation R or simply Pearson R, okay, para makuha natin, para matest natin kung may relationship ba between the x and the y variable. Okay, so Pearson Product Moment Correlation R, it is the most familiar of a statistical tool in qualifying the linear relationship between the two random variables, which is yung x and y natin. So for our formula, we have R is equal to n multiplied by summation of x and y minus summation of x and y. Okay, summation of x, summation of y, meaning to say you need to multiply over the square root of n multiplied by summation of x squared minus summation of x then squared multiplied by n multiplied by summation of y squared minus summation of y then squared natin siya. Okay, ito yung magiging formula natin, class, in finding the value of Pearson R natin. Okay, so from here, ito yung degree of association natin. Kapag ganito, yung graph natin, so pataas siya, ayan, meron tayong perfect positive correlation. Okay, kapag pataas pero medyo hiwa-hiwalay, meron tayong high positive correlation. Okay, pero pag pataas pa rin, pero medyo kalat, low positive correlation. Okay, basta alam natin na yung data natin ay papataas. Okay, but kapag kalat-kalat yan, hindi mo alam, hindi siya mawari kung pataas ba or pababa. Meaning to say, we don't have relationship. Okay, no correlation yan. Okay, if it is pababa naman, pero medyo kalat, low negative correlation. Okay, high negative correlation if it is moving downward pero medyo kalat. Okay, perfect kapag linya-linya talaga siya and then pababa. So we have a perfect negative correlation. Okay, when it comes to our verbal interpretation, ito naman yung verbal interpretation natin, which is kailangan nating ma-familiarize dito. Okay, kapag ang result ng R mo, di ba kanina nagbigay tayo ng formula, okay, kapag sinolve na natin at ang result ng R natin, for example, 0, meaning to say, no relationship. No relation yan. If it is positive or negative 1, then perfect correlation. Okay, meron din tayong between positive and negative 0.01 to positive and negative 0.20. So, slight correlation. Ito naman, low correlation, moderate, high, and then very high correlation. Okay, so familiarize nyo lang yung sarili nyo dito kasi hindi naman kayo bibigyan ng copy nito para ma-interpret nyo kung ano ba yung lalabas na value dito sa ating Pearson product moment R natin. Okay, so from here, meron din tayong tinatawag na CV or yung critical value of correlation coefficient R. Okay, for example, meron tayong significant value or significant level. Okay, significant level. For example, ang binigay sa iyo during the problem solving is 5%. Kapag 5%, you need to convert it into decimal, we will get 0.05. So, dito ka titingin. Okay, depende sa given ha. If it is 1%, then that will become 0.01. So, dito ka naman titingin. Now, itong degree of freedom, ang formula natin dito, class, ay n minus 2. For example, the number of data is equal to 5. Siyempre, 5 minus 2, then that is equal to 3. Okay, 3 yung iyong degree of freedom. So, ito yung 3. For example, ang binigay sa iyo na given ay 0.05. So, ito yon. Yung intersection nilang dalawa ay ito, meaning to say, your critical value is 0.878. Okay, kung ano lang yung pinaka-intersection nila. Okay, so kindly screenshot para may copy kayo ng critical value of correlation coefficient R natin. Tatandaan nyo ha, the formula in getting the degree of freedom or yung DF natin is equal to n minus 2. The number of data subtracted by 2 tayo. Okay? And dito class, meron tayong 6 steps in hypothesis testing. Ano-ano yon? Number 1, of course, we need to state the null and then the alternative hypothesis. Okay, after stating the null and then alternative hypothesis, you need to identify the significance level. Yung sinabi ko nga sa inyo kanina, yung level of significance. It's either 5% or yung 1% natin. Okay, then you need to look on the table for us to get the critical value. Okay, pero syempre, kailangan alam mo na yung degree of freedom mo. Okay, number 3, perform an appropriate statistical test. Sasabihin naman sa problem if you need to use Pearson R na statistical test. Okay? And then number 4, compare the critical value and its statistical value. Okay, after comparing, you need to proceed in step number 5. Decide whether the null hypothesis is accepted or rejected. Okay, and the number 6, last one, you need to present the findings in your result and discussion section. Okay, so dito magbigay tayo ng example. So from here, ang ating example ay solve using Pearson R and test the significant correlation at 5% level of significance and interpret the result. Okay, yung significant level natin or level of significance is equal to 5%. Yung 5% na yan, if we will convert that one, we will have 0.05. Okay, now, kailangan natin kunin yung ating critical value doon sa table natin. So, babalik tayo sa table. But before that, kailangan alam muna natin yung degree of freedom natin. Okay, for the degree of freedom, alam natin na that is n-2. Bilangin natin yung data natin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, that is equal to 5. Meaning to say, your degree of freedom is equal to 5 minus 2. Your degree of freedom is equal to 3. Okay, 3 yung degree of freedom natin. Yung level of significance natin is 0.05. So, balikan natin dito. Okay, so we have 3 and 0.05, we have 0.878, which is the critical value. So, pakitandaan kasi gagamitin natin yan mamaya. Okay, and then, next one, bigay tayo ng step-by-step process for us to use the formula in getting the Pearson R natin. Kasi di ba may formula na binigay sa atin kanina. Okay, so from here, kailangan muna nating kunin yung value ni summation of x. Meaning to say, you need to add. So, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. If we will add all the data, we will get summation of x is equal to 15. Now, in summation of y, we simply add 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So, we will have summation of y is equal to 30. Okay, now, kunin naman natin yung value ng x squared natin. So, ang x squared, i-squared mo lang ito. Okay, meaning to say, you need to multiply itong data na to sa kanilang sarili. So, 1 squared is 1 pa rin, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, 4 squared 16, 5 squared we have 25. So, ito na yung given data natin. Kapag i-add natin lahat ng ito, 1, 4, 9, 16, and 25, we will get summation of x squared is equal to 55. Okay, maliwanag dito ha. Now, we also have y squared, which is itong y natin, i-squared lang natin. Okay, so 2 squared, we have 4. 4 squared, 16. 6 squared, 36. 8 squared, meron tayong 64. And then 10 squared, we have 100. Okay, kapag i-add ko to, I have here 4, 16, 36, 64, and then 100. I will get summation of y squared is equal to 220. Okay, after that, kunin na natin yung last column natin, which is multiplying x and y variable. Okay, so may x and y tayo. Kailangan lang nating i-multiply itong dalawang ito. Okay, so dito simulan natin. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 6 is 18. 4 times 8 is 32. And 5 times 10 is equal to 50. So we will get 2, 8, 18, 32, and then 50. Kapag i-add natin yan, we will get summation of xy is equal to 110. Okay, ito yung magiging values natin. Okay, so natatandaan yung mga values class. Tatandaan nyo ha, kapag may mali dito sa given data nyo, x, y, x squared, y squared, x and y, mali na agad yung summation natin, yung naanditong value. Itong naanditong value class, ito yung kakailanganin natin para ma-solve natin yung Pearson R natin, yung small r natin. Okay, tatandaan ha. So, you need to be careful in solving yung bawat data sa loob ng table. Kasi may isa lang na mamali dyan, mali na agad. Even your formula, pag sinubstitute mo, mali na rin siya agad. Okay, so after yung nakompleto yung table, move na tayo dito sa, ayan, so nandito na siya sa taas. Sinulat na natin para hindi tayo balik ng balik dun sa ating, sa ating PowerPoint. Okay, so yung level of significance natin, 5%. summation of x 15, summation of y 30, summation of x squared 55, summation of y squared 220, xy, summation of xy 110, and then yung n natin that is equal to 5. Okay, so ngayon, state na natin yung null and then alternative hypothesis natin. So, ganito tayo mag-state ng null and then alternative hypothesis. So, number 1, null hypothesis, x is equal to y. Meaning to say, there is no significant correlation between x and y. Tatandaan nyo to ha, there is no significant correlation between x and y. And then yung alternative hypothesis naman natin, x is not equal to y, meaning to say, there is a significant correlation between x and y natin. Okay, pangalawa, yung ating level of significance that is equal to 0.05, while yung degree of freedom natin, sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, 3, di ba? From our formula, n minus 2, so 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. So, nakuha natin yung critical value natin, which is 0.878. Okay, based doon sa table na meron tayo. Okay, now step number 3, we need to find, ayan na yung 0.08, nilagay na natin dito. Okay, we need to find the value of r natin. So, this is the formula and finding the value of r. Careful lang kayo ha sa pag-type nyo ng solution. Kasi kapag mali yung type sa calculator, mamamali na agad. Okay, so dapat tama, correct yung pag-type sa calculator. Okay, so that will become class, kung paano siya tinype dito, ganun nyo rin itatype ha. Ito yung tama na pag-type. Okay, so ito, lagi nyong tatandaan, ganito. We have 5 sa taas, multiply by 110 minus 15 times 30 over square root of, dalawang parenthesis open, 5 times 55 minus 15 squared multiply by 5 times 220 minus 30 squared tayo. Okay, so ngayon, itatry nating i-type ito sa ating, lang tayo dito. Okay, so let's try to type in this one in our scientific calculator. So, meron tayo ditong scientific calculator. Plus, mas maganda na ganito, yung tangible talaga, yung nahahawakan. Ang gamitin nyo in your midterm examination, ha? Okay, so first, we need to create itong ating fraction bar. Okay, sa taas, we have 5 multiply by 110, close parenthesis minus, open parenthesis 15, multiply by 30, close parenthesis. Then arrow down, para mapunta sa baba, you need to press square root. Okay, and then sa baba, double open parenthesis, multiply by, wait lang no, kalimutan natin ilagay yung 5, which is the value of n, multiply by 55, multiply by, okay, so minus 15 squared, and then close parenthesis. Okay, then after that, you need to put double open parenthesis, 5 multiply by 220 multiply, o close parenthesis minus 30 squared naman tayo. Okay, then close parenthesis mo na siya. Okay, so check natin. Hindi ko nilagay yung dalawang parenthesis dito. Check natin kung hindi siya mag-syntax error. Pag mag-syntax error, then ilalagay natin yung dalawa dito. Okay, so let's check. Yun. Okay, so tama yung pag-type natin. Class, ang nakuha nating value is equal to 1. Okay, so tatandaan nyo ha, yung pag-type, ayan, nasa record naman ni ma'am. Dito class, after nung minus, yung 15 squared, wag nyo nang lalagyan ng parenthesis ha. Kasi pag nilalagyan siya ng parenthesis, nag-iiba pa yung kanyang value, nagsasyntax error. Okay, nakita nyo dito walang parenthesis din yung 30 squared natin. Okay, now, since nakuha na natin yung value ng r, which is equal to 1, and then your critical value is 0.878, let's try to figure that out using our virtual... Okay, wait lang. Palakihin lang ni ma'am. Okay, so from here, nakuha na natin yung 1. Okay, so ito yung magiging graph natin. Para lang alam natin kung ano yung decision na gagawin natin. If we're going to reject or accept the null hypothesis. Okay, nandito yung 0. Nandito yung positive 1, positive 2, positive 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, ang critical value mo ay 0.878, meaning to say, bago siya mag-1, nandito yan. Okay, ngayon, ito na yung may shaded part natin. Bago mag-1, no? Ayan. Ito na yung may shaded part natin. Okay, ganito class ang magiging interpretation nyo. Kapag yung R, yung value ng R, ay nasa loob ng shaded region, okay, meaning to say, you need to accept. Tatandaan ha. Pero kapag nasa labas yan, ng shaded region natin, meaning to say, we need to reject the null hypothesis. Kapag ito ni-reject mo, then dito ka. Okay, itong alternative yung i-accept natin. Now, since ang 1 ay nasa labas, di ba class, andito yung 1. Ang shaded mo hanggang 0.8 lang, ito lang. Okay, meaning to say, we need to reject, okay, the null hypothesis. Kung ito, X na, meaning to say, ito yung i-accept natin. Okay, there is a significant correlation between X and Y. Ito na siya. Yung conclusion natin, therefore, there is a significant correlation between X and Y natin. Now, ano naman yung verbal interpretation ni 1? Tingnan natin dito. Ang 1 natin ay naandito, class positive or negative 1, which is perfect correlation siya. Meaning to say, ito siya, the result of R, yung R, ito yung nakuha natin, which is 1, implies a positive perfect correlation. Okay, tatandaan ha. Positive perfect correlation. Okay, based doon sa nakuha natin na verbal interpretation. Okay, so balikan natin dito class, baka nalilito kayo. Okay, so dito yung n natin, 5, para lang alam nyo kung paano siya na-substitute. 5 multiply by summation of xy. Ito yon. Yan, 110. Okay, then minus summation of x, 15. Ito yun, no, class. Summation of y natin, we have 30. So, multiply by 30, then arrow down. Baba ka na dito. Square root of yung n natin, that is 5. Summation of x squared, ito yun, 55. So, times natin sa 55. Okay, then close parenthesis, minus, ito wag nyo nalagyan ng open and close ha. Okay, yung x natin, summation of x, iba to ha sa x squared. Ito class ay summation of x lang. Ito yon. Okay, we're in 15 yan. Then, yes, squared mo lang siya. Saka ka maglalagay ng close parenthesis. Okay, then, you need to put square root dito, no? Okay, then you need to put again double open parenthesis. Then, yung n natin, which is 5. Summation of y squared, ito yung class. We have multiply by 220. Close parenthesis mo minus, wag mo nang lagyan ng open parenthesis ha. Ito yon. Summation of y, ito siya. Then, yes, squared na lang natin. 30 squared, saka ka maglagay ng close parenthesis. Okay, ganyan na ganyan mo siya itatype sa iyong scientific calculator para hindi yan lalabas na syntax error. Okay, maliwanag dito sa ating example on how to find the person R natin. Okay? At kung paano rin mag-interpret ng ating conclusion. Okay? Based doon sa data na nakuha natin or na-solve natin. Okay? So, from here, meron pa tayong another example. Okay, so dito class, the teacher wants to determine if the grades in Math 1 had a significant correlation with the grades in Math 3. Solve for Pearson R at 1% level of significance. Yung 1% na yan, we can convert that one in decimal, which is 0.01. Okay, now bilangin natin yung ating N. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, yung N natin is equal to 10, meaning to say our degree of freedom is equal to N minus 2. Degree of freedom is equal to 10 minus 2. So, that is equal to 8 na yung degree of freedom natin. Okay, ganun pa rin. Fill out lang natin yung mga table na kailangan. Okay, so from here, meron tayong x, ito yung x natin, at ito naman yung magiging y natin. Okay, so dito, i-squared na natin to. Okay, so 93, kunin natin yung kanyang squared. Okay, or kunin muna natin yung sum nila. Okay, add muna natin 93, 85, hanggang 85, we will get summation of x, that is 854. Okay, add din natin yung y. Okay, ang kanyang sagot ay magiging 858 naman. Okay, now let's get the squared of x. Okay, which is yung math 1. 93 squared natin. Ito na yung result natin. Okay. So, try to, solve in your paper using your own calculator para ma-check nyo na tama. Now, kapag inad natin lahat ng ito, we will get 73,440. Now, may x squared ka na. Anong susunod? Y squared na. Okay, so ito naman, kunin natin yung kanyang squared. Okay, so here we will get 9,000. Ayan, yan na yung corresponding data nila. Okay, pag i-add natin lahat ng data, we will get 74,562. Class, careful kayo ha on how to square, on how to add. Kasi kapag may maling data, isang maling data mo lang, mali na lahat. Okay, so yung last column natin, we will simply multiply x and y. So ito na siya. Ayan, pag minultiply natin, then kailangan na nating i-add lahat. Okay, so we get 73,924. Okay, now, bago natin i-solve, kunin na muna natin yung kanyang alternative and then null hypothesis. Okay, so from here, ito na yung mga given natin. Ito na siya lahat, nasa taas na. Okay, para hindi na tayo mahirapan, nilagay na natin dito. Okay, now, ang ating null hypothesis, there is no significant correlation with the grades in Math 1 and Math 3. While the alternative, there is a significant correlation between grades in Math 1 and then Math 3. Okay, now the level of significance is 1% or 0.01. Okay, the degree of freedom is equal to 8. Okay, so from 10 minus 2, naging 8 na siya. So, ito yung 8, ito yung 0.01. So, ang intersection nila ay, ayun, 0.765. Okay, tatandaan natin na we have 0.765, which is the critical value natin. Okay, now, kunin na natin yung value ng R based on the data that we gather. So, alam naman natin na yung value ng N that is equal to 10. Okay, ito na siya. 10 times 73,924 minus 854 times 858 over square root of double parenthesis. Okay, we have 10 times 73,440 minus 854 squared multiplied by 10 times 74,562 minus 858 squared tayo. Kapag sinolve natin to class using our scientific calculator, we will get 0.939, parang ganun siya. Okay, pag ni-round off natin, we will get 0.94 na lang. Okay, now, itry nating i-graph para malaman natin kung i-reject or i-accept ba natin. So, naandito yung 0, positive 1, positive 2, positive 3. Ang 0.7, bago siya mag-1. So, ito yung ating shaded region, 0.7. Okay, now, ang 0.9 ay malapit na sa 1. So, naandito yung 0.9 natin. Ayan, ito siya. So, hindi pa rin siya nag-fall, hindi pa rin siya tumama doon sa shaded region natin. Meaning to say, we will reject the null hypothesis. Okay, we will reject the null hypothesis and there is a significant correlation. Ayun na yung magiging conclusion natin. There is a significant correlation with the grades in Math 1 and Math 3. Now, ano yung interpretation natin ng 0.94? Tignan natin dito. 0.94 ay naandito siya, class. So, meaning to say, meron tayong very high correlation. So, ito na siya. The result of R implies a very high positive correlation. Kaya, yung step 6 natin, ganito yung magiging conclusion natin, class. Tatandaan ha, yung unang conclusion mo, yung unang sentence, magbe-base kung accept ba or reject. Okay? Now, yung pangalawang sentence mo, yung result naman ng value ng R natin. Which is makikita natin dito sa verbal interpretation natin. Ito yung values, ito naman yung kanyang verbal interpretation. Okay? I hope naintindihan. Okay, so magbibigay ako ng activity regarding this pre-recorded video natin. Okay, if you have any question, pwede kayong mag-comment dito sa baba. Okay, may reply button naman dyan sa baba ng discussion. Okay, so that's it for today, class. Good luck sa inyong midterm exam.